Hi, this is Bryan Reynolds, president of the National Association of Appraisers. I'm joined today with Miss Heather Sullivan of CoreLogic Columbia Institute. And listen, we've got somebody else out there. Teresa Walker is on the line with us as well. Hey, ladies, thanks for being here today. Let's talk about some Appraisal Summit stuff. Are you ready?
Good, yes.
Yeah. So we're getting really, really close. Those that have already signed up probably are getting things in the mail as we speak, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But Heather, we've talked about some of the presenters and some of the exhibitors and some of the things that they can expect, just like if they were there in person. This is a virtual summit. So I'm excited to see how this works. We all got our fingers crossed. I know it's been a big endeavor for all of you guys, and you worked really hard. So I tip my hat to you. Let's talk about the agenda for a moment. All right, let's just break it down on each day. This thing's going to last all week, right? The dates are November 2nd through the 6th. What are the times of? Is it all different times, or is there a?
Yeah, so each day has a day of events, and we'll be doing some CE and then general sessions, and those kind of just rotate. Sometimes they're in the morning, sometimes they're in the afternoon. And then it's a situation where you get to pick and choose what you attend. So you have a little bit of flexibility in your schedule. Day 2 is all our presenters from Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, FHA, VA. So
let me pull you back. I'm going to pull you back. Let's go back to day 1. All right. Okay. I want to see what's going on with day 1. So on day 1, the very first thing, we've got our state appraisal organization meeting, and that's sponsored by the National Association of Appraisers. Okay. That's first thing. And that's going to start at 9, go from 9 to 12. What also is happening on day 1? What, if they want to pick and choose, as you said, what else could they do on day 1?
Yeah, so on day 1, we also have 3 CE classes being offered: fundamentals of appraising new homes, dirty digs, brownfields and Superfund sites, and investigate your appraisal report and support. So you can choose one of those courses. They're 3 to 5 hours long. So depending on what works in your schedule, you just select the one that you would like and plan on attending.
Teresa Walker, it says at 4:30 on the first day, we're going to have our traditional cocktails and welcoming session. We do that every year at the live conference, and this year's no different. So if I want a Tom Collins, are you going to mix that up and send it to me? How do I get my cocktail? I'm just kidding, but we are going to have a welcome and virtual opening reception. Is that correct, Teresa?
That is correct. And if you've already registered for the summit, you should have gotten your little shaker cocktail in the mail.
Ooh, exciting, exciting. All right, let's move over to day 2. So day 2, Heather, you mentioned Fannie Mae. What else is on the agenda for day 2?
We'll be hearing from VA, Freddie Mac, FHA, various AMCs, and then also to wrap up the day, you'll hear from a couple banks. So
and then
clients.
And then don't forget, at the very end of the day, starting at 5:15 on day 2, we're excited. We have the National Association of Appraisers membership meeting. So you're not going to want to miss that. We'll introduce the new directors. We'll talk about some things that have been occurring in crazy 2020. And then we'll talk about at least a few of the goals, some of the vision that we have for 2021. And we're excited. And if you're not already a member of NAA, we would most certainly ask that you consider joining. And Teresa's got some special discounts, I believe, for that. Right, Teresa?
That's correct. Come on by and visit the NAA booth, and you will see that there's a discount that you can download and apply towards your membership.
And if you're already a member of the NAA, let me just put this out there. We'd love to get you involved. We're going to be adding on to our various committees. We're ready to put you to work. So roll up your sleeves. We want to get some really good things accomplished for the appraiser profession in 2021, and we need all the help we can get. So please consider not only joining, but also getting involved. Day 3 occurs on Wednesday, Heather. Let our viewers know a little bit about what they can expect for day 3, Wednesday, November the 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. So Wednesday, we'll start off with some CE options. There'll be 4 different classes that we're offering. Again, you can choose any one of the 4 to attend, depending on your schedule. And then right after that, there's an hour-long lunch break, but then we'll get into some general sessions where we'll hear from Lisa Damaris from the Appraisal Foundation on what's happening in DC. And then we'll also jump into some of the ASC updates, followed by appraisal careers. So we'll definitely get into some of the topics that you've been wanting to hear and see what everybody's doing. It'll be a great day for that.
So at 5 o'clock, we have a virtual happy hour. Teresa, tell us what is a virtual happy hour and how does that work?
Wow, Bryan, you should know how this works because this is the one that you're heading up. It'll be virtual karaoke with NAA hosted by Bryan Reynolds. And if you have a favorite song that you'd like to sing, please email us and let us know what it is so we can make sure that he has it on his playlist.
Yeah, and I know some people can sing out there. I know there's actually some really good folks that have tremendous voices, unlike some of the rest of us, right? But that's why they call it karaoke. We're gonna have a good time with that. Listen, the thing about this conference is you have an opportunity to learn, to take something away that you can use in your practice. You have an opportunity to network with appraisers all across the country. And then finally, let's have a little fun while we're at it. 2020 has been a tough year for all of us. Let's go out in style and let's have a little fun while we do it. On Thursday, Heather, November the 5th, what's on the agenda?
So Thursday starts off with a word from our lawyer. Peter Christensen will be filling in on some of the things that we need to know from a legal perspective and be keeping compliant. And then we'll top off that with avoiding top USPAP violations. And we'll have Craig Steinley filling us in on what they're seeing today as common errors and omissions from that front.
And then they also have opportunities for some CE, I believe, that day as well, right?
Yeah, so up in the afternoon, you'll have an opportunity to choose from, I think, 3 different CE classes. So you'll have ADUs, regulatory changes and valuation challenges, appraising pre-foreclosures, short sales, and REOs, and then fundamentals of appraising new homes. Those will be the 3 courses that you can choose from that day.
And then back to Teresa. Why does Teresa always get the happy hour? I don't know. Teresa,
brings the fun.
Teresa, at 6 o'clock on Thursday, it says virtual happy hour. Tell our viewers what they can expect at 6 o'clock on Thursday, November the 5th for that virtual happy hour.
Well, that's just going to kind of be an open game night for appraisers, some Pictionary and just a couple of other things. I also forgot to mention that through the conference, we're going to be doing bingo, a Zoom bingo, and find an attendee who has 3 sisters, 4 brothers, lives in Massachusetts, has been appraising for 5 years. So it's going to give you an opportunity to socialize and get to know the other attendees and win a prize.
Great. So Heather, we got 1 day left. That's Friday, November the 6th. And we're real lucky that this isn't interfering with my deer hunting because that's coming up.
Right.
But on November the 6th, we're winding out the conference with Friday, November 6th. Let our viewers know what they can expect on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the morning, you'll have another opportunity at 4 different CE classes. Again, you get to pick and choose what works for your schedule. And then later in that afternoon, we will be wrapping up the conference with Frank Notaf from CoreLogic. He'll be talking about the economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic. And then our keynote speaker will be Randy Bell. If you haven't heard of him, he will be teaching us a little bit about how to appraise in uncertain markets. I think we're all starting to experience that a little bit and expect more of that in 2021. So I think it'll be a great way to wrap up the conference and put our best foot forward, really, for what to expect is coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a little closing remark, and I would love for y'all to stick around for that. And then, Bryan, you can go on your way and get your hunting in.
Yeah, no, that's real important. But that's the next week. Yeah, so we're okay. Good. But let me ask one final question to the both of you. And I know this has been a lot of work, and congratulations. I tip my hat to you because you've done an exceptional job thus far. But the question I have is this. You've made this where it's going to be very, very similar to as if I was physically there, which is, again, a challenge to do, but I think you guys have pulled it off. Here's the final question I have for you. One of the things I know attendees and appraisers love about being there physically. At the beginning, they get a little welcome bag. And the cool thing is it's got, logos on it. It's a nice big bag. I think I've got every bag I've ever brought home from Vegas. But the cool thing about that is then you can walk around and go to the various exhibitors, and maybe they got an ink pen they'll throw in the bag, or what, you get a goodie, you get a goodie bag is what I'm trying to say. Am I going to get a goodie bag because this is virtual and I know you can't just send it to me through my computer screen? Teresa, am I going to get a goodie bag or not?
Yes, you will get a goodie bag. Anybody that's registered actually before 5 o'clock today can still get a goodie bag. And in the bag, we have a notebook, we have Post-its, we have a paddle that will be part of our games, a thumbs up, a thumbs down. We have mints, we have brochures, webcam covers. As I said earlier, a shaker cocktail with some margarita mix in it, a touchless tool that allows you to open doors and use like ATM machines without touching it. You just use your little touchless key, and some hand sanitizer and mask and just other goodies. So we hope that everybody will get their bags before. Actually, they're not even bags this year. They're in a FedEx box, and we just want you to register, get the bag, and be at the conference.
Hey, as long as I get the goodies, I don't care if I get a bag or not. As long as I get the goodies that come in the bag, I'm perfectly fine with that. So any final thoughts, Heather, on why these folks should attend this virtual conference?
Just that it's going to be a great event with a lot of great information, current, relevant stuff that you can take back to your practice and use in your day-to-day. And probably the biggest thing for me is just the ability to network and visit with other appraisers to see what's going on in their markets and maybe learn a thing or two from peer sharing. I just really highly recommend these types of conferences for the visibility and the awareness. They're great events.
We talk to appraisers around the country on a regular basis. And it's interesting that a lot of appraisers aren't involved with an association. We certainly would like for you to get involved with NAA. But it's also quite interesting that I find a lot of appraisers who have never been to a conference. And sometimes I can understand, well, it's in Vegas or it's kind of far or what have you. But guys, you don't have that excuse anymore. This is a virtual conference. You don't have to leave your living room. So if you've never attended a conference, I'm especially speaking to you now. Check it out. You're going to have a good time. You're going to learn something. There's going to be several takeaways. And don't forget Teresa's goodie bag, right, Teresa?
That's right, Bryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on this a little over the limit video that we did today. For Heather Sullivan, Teresa Walker, I am Bryan Reynolds. Until next time, be safe and happy appraising.